I've lived in Rockdale County almost 40 years. Been here ever since I was born, and only lived outside of the county a very short period during that 40-year time span. So my mom and dad moved to Rockdale County in the 1970s and made the decision that they were going to start a family here. Shortly thereafter, my brother and I came along, and I've lived here my entire life almost. There's been continuous changes to our environment, and obviously as time goes on, the needs of the community change. There's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot more people that have moved into the county, and with that comes the need for additional services. So obviously the businesses have changed over the years, and we're in a situation to where I believe that the businesses and the entities that are here in the community meet the needs of the community. So substantially, what I have noticed is the continuous development here in the county, and of course that goes along with the population change, I believe. There's a few that I currently enjoy, and then there's one in particular that's been here since I was a child. The business that's currently still here is Cabe Hardware on Green Street. I remember as a small child going into that business and had memories of always asking for things when I would go into that business. And then as time has moved on, the business is still there, and I still enjoy going in there. I remember when I was in high school, I went to Rockdale County High School, and my friends from the high school worked at Cabe Hardware, so it was the in thing to get out of school and go over and see your buddies working at the hardware store. But some favorite businesses that I have in the community typically are isolated to restaurants. I'm a big foodie type person, and I've narrowed it down to two in preparation for this interview. Nana's Chicken and Waffles, and also 10 Plate. Those are my two favorites here in the community. I have a ton of favorites, but I've narrowed it down to those top two that I enjoy frequenting now. The 1996 equestrian events came to our community, and I was 16 years old at the time. I was a police explorer for Conyers Police Department at the time, and I remember being a 16-year-old police explorer and dispatching for the 1996 equestrian events. And that was a substantial moment in my life, because not only was that the year I got my first driver's license, but it was also the same year that I was able to participate and volunteer for the equestrian event. So not only did we have the Olympics here in our community, but we also had the opportunity to volunteer and serve the community by working for the event, which has always stood out in my mind and always been a substantial event in my life. I believe it's unrealistic to expect lighter traffic, or unrealistic to expect the way things were back 20, 30 years ago. The fact of the matter is, we are a community that is in such close proximity to Atlanta that we have nothing to do but grow and continue to embrace the change. So as time goes on, there's no particular store or location that I'm looking to move into the county. What I would like is for our elected officials to continue to stay in tune with the community and seek input from the community as to what the community as a whole wants to see move into the town, and then try to attract those businesses through economic development. I'm a firm believer that what needs to be here is what the community wants, not necessarily what any particular individual wants. Overall, I would love to see a college move into the community. I have already heard some talk about Georgia Military College possibly moving in, thanks to a partnership with our public school system. So I'm very happy to hear that, and hopefully on down the road some other higher education opportunities will come into the community to where we can hopefully benefit from that down the road. From my own unique perspective, I was raised here. I went through kindergarten through 12th grade here, and I have fond memories from elementary, middle, and high school here. This is the community where some of the locations in the communities where I learned how to drive for the first time. I remember my parents taking me to certain parking lots and teaching me how to drive. There's other great experiences that I personally have had volunteering during the '96 Olympics, like I mentioned before. My very first job in government service was at Conyers Police Department, and that was on my 18th birthday. Here I am 22 years later and have worked in many different capacities throughout my career, and I'm in a situation now where I have a lot of memories to fall back on, so that's what makes this community special to me. But in reference to what I would tell people that might be contemplating moving here, I like the location. The term perfectly positioned comes into mind. I like the fact that I'm 2 hours from the North Georgia mountains. I like the fact that I'm approximately 4 hours from an ocean. And I love the fact that I'm, on a good traffic day, about 25 minutes from the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, where I can hop on a plane and go anywhere in the world almost virtually nonstop should I ever want to do that. So I like the close proximity that we are to Atlanta. And overall, the community is a safe community. We do have our fair share of crime, but so does every other community. And I think the biggest selling point to living here is how we are perfectly positioned in reference to where we are in the state. I just thoroughly love this community. I love the people that are here. I love the community organizations, the civic organizations that are here. There's something for everybody here in Rockdale County. We may not have every single thing that someone may be looking for, but there's a lot to do here should you want to be involved in your community. We have the Kiwanis Club of Conyers. We have the Rotary Club of Conyers. We have multiple other civic organizations that you can be a part of. The Community Resource Network, which meets the first Monday of every month. There are multiple ways that you can serve the community and be involved in the community. And then plus, if Rockdale doesn't offer it, chances are there's a surrounding county that does. So whatever it is you may be looking for, this is a perfect position in reference to meeting the needs of a diverse group of people. There are opportunities to move into a populated area within this county, and then there are opportunities such as where we are right now in extreme North Rockdale that are possibilities where people can move and still live, quote unquote, in the country. So there's a lot of great opportunities here. Just depends on what it is the person's looking for.